Just a little bit of clarification of what happened on ships I was captured and brought onto. I can think of who might have ordered my capture or what might have spurred them to do something like this, but I still protect my clan regardless. I don't want to start a war with any other clans, yet it seems that there is others that would want to capture me as well. For nefarious reasons, I have no reason to not believe that some of them are of malicious intent. Still, when you harm someone, like any universal law, if you do harm someone of any varying degree, you have a right to retaliate and defend yourself, which is kind of what I will be explaining further on. The first time I was captured, I pretty much was dragged off kicking and screaming. I didn't, or should I say kicking and cussing. I do not like being manhandled, to be quite honest. Nor does any human. Nonetheless, they did knock me out, eventually. I'm not sure who actually was in charge of the whole retrieval, but I'm very sure that I will eventually catch up to them. I don't remember anything of what they did, but eventually they couldn't work on me further, so they gave up. As to why, well, I call it psionic ability, others call it chakra, others just, you know, it's just basic frontal lobe stuff that no other science can truly understand, because most of it is, well, unmentionable. I'm not going to say what kind of science or anything like that, because this is mostly just spiritual talk I'm saying, or mysticism, creepy stuff that nobody really would want to listen to anyways. Save for general population of UFOlgists and stuff. They looked like, I can definitely remember. Some of them had reptilian wings, others were pretty much of a mix of differing parts. This is probably the second time I was captured, but nonetheless, their control was very much weakened from the last encounter. I knew what no other tricks. I don't think they'll be coming back for a third time, to be quite honest. They took me up, they put me up on the table, started trying to put implants into me and shit that I didn't want. Mainly, I think most of it were they were inhibitors or something like that to mess with my chakra system and make sure it doesn't work properly. I had them removed later on, obviously, by another healer that I trust very well. A close friend of mine specifically. But when they actually realized that I came to, they were fairly cautious in their actions. I could say that much. But all that happened was a flip of a switch. And survival instinct just kicked in. My training from the Archangels helped a lot too. Because if you're captured, there is only two ways out of such things. Either to, well, destroy yourself and everything around you, or, well, in the case I was in, repulse anything around you and then try to find the exact being that was holding you down, which is pretty much what I did. After a little bit, they started kind of being, I don't know, I guess you could say more human than they let on to be. I guess that's kind of typical of some hybrids. Fear's still very much a real emotion to them. Nonetheless, the first one that was looking into making sure I was still alive in my head, that was the first one that took the brunt of it. Second one was the one that was working on my wrist to get all the implants in place. The third one, well, he just let go. So I knew that there was four of them in the room. The fourth one I didn't see, but he just faded out of nowhere and left the ship entirely. I could sense that. The one that was holding me down though, when I got up, I kind of glared at him. He was right by the door. I pretty much turned him around with kinetic ability of mine. Pretty much forced him to stare at me. He wasn't happy, nonetheless. Pretty much told him, "You tell your captain that I will not tolerate you in my territory any longer." And that was it. Took all the crew, threw them into the dimension they came from, and so far I haven't heard from them since. As for the ship, well, any equipment that was even around is now destroyed, and I get a little bit of a profit off of it, to say the least. Not that I wanted it.